All right, so you just rolled out of bed, or maybe doing something that you didn't want to do, a habit, a certain activity. You find yourself in a certain environment that you didn't want to be in, or maybe talking to or associating with people that's not aligned with where you're looking to go with your life. Well, this is where I found myself 5 years ago when in 2020 I was at my lowest, working at Best Buy, had just got laid off, my car broke down, I'm 2 days out of jail. March 2020 pandemic is happening. Just had my 21st birthday, and I'm kind of like, what do I do with my life, right? Like, what's the next step? Well, in this video, by the end of it, what I want to give you is the roadmap I wish I could give myself 5 years ago when I was 20 years old. I'm now 25, and I've been able to really create a life of freedom and really accessibility that I didn't have access to before. And it really comes down to what I think is three main principles of transformation and how you can actually make 2025 the best year of your life. So without further ado, I don't want to waste any time and really give you a good return on your investment for your intention. So let's hop straight into it. So most people, if you look at how they live their life, right, it's always a process of like never achieving what they want to achieve. They never catch up to the version of themselves that they have envisioned in their mind. And everybody has dreams, everybody has goals, everybody has things that they want to do. But what really separates the people that actually go for it, the people that actually accomplish what they set out to achieve, and the people that stay stuck? Well, I believe that the universe works with cause and effect, right? There's inputs, there's outputs. And if you're able to master your inputs, then by a product, by a byproduct, you can master your outputs, you can master your results. So, what are the three most effective inputs that you can put into your system of building your life this year that can really allow you to take it to the next level? Well, the reason I started the video with maybe that you just woke up and you rolled out of bed and you clicked on this video, you're ready to make a change, whether you're already successful in business, you want to start a business, you want to improve your income, impact, get more aligned with your purpose, or overall just be more productive. Well, where it really starts is taking control of your morning. You see, when I 5 years ago was still in school, working at Best Buy, and not really achieving the things that I wanted to, I was 25 pounds lighter. I was skinny, not getting the results I wanted with women. What was consistent with that type of lifestyle was that I would roll out of bed maybe 9 a.m. My class start at 9 a.m. And I'm rolling out of bed in college in the dorm room, basically not even taking care of myself for real, like just rolling out, throwing some clothes on, getting to class late, falling asleep in class because my energy levels were messed up, and really just not in control of my morning. So how can we expect to be in control of our lives? How can we expect to take control of our businesses and really ask for more responsibility? Because that's what we do when we want to level up. We want more responsibility, right? We want to take more responsibility for our life or the people around us, or we want a family, or we want a business or organization. We want a group of men that we want to lead. We want a brotherhood. All these things come with the responsibility of you showing up for those people. But how can you show up for those people if you're not even showing up for yourself? Right? So the first step to mastering your 2025 is taking control. And where we want to take control is at the start of our day. Like right when you open your eyes, you should have a set protocol, a set routine, a set of actions that you do that really prime yourself to have the most impactful and meaningful day possible. So how can you actually go about creating this? Well, I kind of gave the hint in something I just said, right? Which is priming. You want to prime yourself to have a successful day. So where did this idea of priming? There's tons of books on it. Robert Cialdini, who wrote Influence, he has a book called Persuasion on this philosophy when it comes to sales and being able to influence others. But it also comes from literally anything. Like if you look at the top athletes, the top performers, across any industry, what they do before they go out there and perform their best on game day, for example, is they visualize, they prime themselves emotionally to feel how they need to feel in order to go out there and compete. So if boxers do this before a big fight, if Basketball players do this before a big game. If football players, they listen to music, it's they're bashing their heads against each other, right? Like if they do this before these big days, these big games, these big events that can have meaningful consequences to their livelihood. A lot of them make money from these professions, right? Then how much more should we be in control of our priming and our states and our emotions to compete for the game of life? Because you see, in life, it's not a zero-sum game to where there's winners and losers. However, it is an infinite game that you're playing with yourself. And for me, at least, and a lot of people that tap into my channel, is we want to play the infinite game of becoming the best version of ourselves. We want to play the infinite game of constantly leveling up, constantly seeking improvement, and constantly improving and having better results at every single area of our life. So if we want these things, if we want to achieve these things, we have to understand that resources are limited. Everybody out there is competing for the same money. Everybody is out there competing for the same quality of women and relationships. And everybody is out there competing for the same physique and health. And the reason people compete or want these things is because they're rare. There's not a lot of people. The average salary in America is like $50,000 a year. So if you want to go make $100K a year, you want to go make $500,000 a year, you want to go make $1 million a month, then you have to understand that those things are valuable to everyone and everybody wants them, and therefore they're rare. And the reason they're rare is because they're hard to achieve, because we don't have systems set up to make them easy, right? I believe that success should be easy. When it comes to success, one mindset flip that's really helped me and reframe, and this plays directly into the priming principle, is that you're already successful. It's just you're successful at doing things that don't produce the results that you actually want. You might be successful waking out of bed whenever you want and not having a consistent morning routine. You might be successful at not hitting the gym. You might be successful at not taking the right actions to grow your business. So you are doing actions successfully. It's just those actions that you're doing are not aligned with the best version of yourself. So one of the best ways to start to take the right actions and really make it easy and effortless is to prime yourself with the right emotions that make it really something that's happens naturally, right? Because I don't know if you guys have noticed in your own life, but I've sure noticed in mine that if I have a task that I want to do, if I don't feel like doing it, if I don't feel like making that phone call, if I don't feel like approaching that girl, if I don't feel like going to the gym, if I don't feel like meal prepping my meals, I'm not going to do it. The underlying theme of producing results is that it starts with a thought first. You have the thought, you have the idea to do it, and then that thought transfers into a feeling. And if that feeling is associated with a positive outcome of like, hey, if I do this thing, then I'm going to improve my life, I'm going to feel better afterwards. If you associate that positive result with the feeling required to get there, then that's when it happens effortless. But a lot of times what you find is that your feelings are misaligned with your goals. Like you have the thought to go to the gym, you have the thought to wake up early, you have the thought to start to take control of your life, but then the feeling associated with that is something of discomfort. There's pain, there's unease, there's fear involved with taking that step into the next version of yourself. So what we want to do is we want to eradicate these patterns of emotion, these patterns of fear, these patterns of doubt, these patterns of inaction. And the way that we do that is we start to implement new patterns of new emotions that promote confidence, peak performance, passion, purpose, clarity, power. And if we do those things in the morning time, it really sets up a catalyst for the rest of the day. And there was a study that was done. I got this story from Tony Robbins, and he talked about how there was a study of psychologists. They went out there and they interviewed 100 random people, and they gave them a story to read and said that, hey, I want you to read this story. I'll give you $20 if you read it and just answer a few questions. So, $20, read the story, answer a few questions. It was only like a paragraph. And they read the story and they asked them a few questions about the story, which were, hey, based on this story and the main character, would you call him cold and uncaring, or would you call him warm and a more sincere individual? And what they found was interesting because Uh, what wasn't mentioned to these contestants or these participants in the study was that 30 minutes prior, there was another individual that came up to him and offered them, uh, asked them to hold a cup of coffee while they tied their shoes. So, candid, just going through the day. Hey, can you hold this cup of coffee while I tie my shoe real quick? Hey, appreciate you. Thank you. And they gave 50% of the participants cold coffee, and they gave the other 50% hot coffee. So, how do you think this impacted their answers? Well, what they found was super interesting. So, 80% of the people that had hot coffee 30 minutes earlier, they said the person was a caring and loving individual. However, the other 50%, they said that, or 80% of the other 50% said that the person was cold and uncaring once they got cold coffee 30 minutes prior. So, how does, if something as simple as having someone hand you hot coffee or cold coffee 30 minutes prior to you being asked questions about what something means in a certain context, how much more is it important for you to prime yourself in the beginning of the day to associate a new meaning to your life? So the best way to implement this principle in the morning time is you sit there and you really want to prime two emotions. You want to prime gratitude and you want to prime confidence. So how you prime gratitude is you literally sit there and you imagine and you think about times where you felt grateful, times where you felt excited about life, times where something had just happened, something good had happened in your life, and you really step into that moment with all of your senses. You imagine what it felt like at that time. You imagine what you saw at that time. You imagine what you heard at that time. You imagine what you were doing, who you were with, the conversations. You really try to envelop yourself into this moment. I do it like in a morning like meditation visualization practice, but it really taps you into the state of gratitude, and then you will notice that you're more grateful throughout the day. It's almost like it's crazy how fast it works. And then the second emotion I'm going to prime is confidence. You want to feel like there's a positive expectation for this moment. There's a positive expectation for this day. There's a positive expectation for this call. There's a positive expectation for me going to the gym. There's a positive expectation for me meeting certain people. So you want to prime a positive expectation for your results. And the way that you do this is I just flip gratitude on its head. So instead of being grateful for things that happened in the past, I start to imagine myself being grateful for the things that I want to happen in the future. But of course, this is going to be impossible if you don't already know your goals and know the things that you want in the future. So that's going to be the first thing, obviously, is to understand what you're going towards, understand your vision, and how you can best get there. So by priming gratitude, by understanding, hey, if I step into this emotion now of things that happened in my past, plus you're being confident for the future, now you're really charging yourself up for the day where you can lead that into the next way to actually take control of your 2025 and be like the 1% as opposed to the 99% of people that don't get shit done. Is you take that energy, you take that confidence, and you make a shift in your physiology. You make a shift in your body. You go exercise. And we're not going to get into the 10,000 different benefits of exercise in this video, but it's very simple, right? Like, how many times have you went to go work out and afterwards you felt worse than before you worked out? So you don't have to necessarily add this to your morning routine. I personally like in the morning because I'm less productive when I'm just waking up. And after a workout, I feel in a really good state and able to do videos like this and hop on and do my work, right? So you really want to take control of your health. So not only do you want to exercise and boost your energy that way, but on the contrary, and what a lot of people miss is that the reason that you don't have the energy to get shit done, the reason that you don't have the vitality to go out there and produce the results that you want to produce, is because you allow toxicity into your environment. So everything that's in our environment is constantly impacting us, whether we know it or not. Can be impacting us on a conscious level. Like we think about it, we notice, hey, that conversation didn't make me feel good. Hey, this habit that I just did didn't make me feel good. Hey, this food that I just ate didn't make me feel good. But things also happen subconsciously. So you want to be ruthless when it comes to eliminating all toxicity out your environment. This goes for your social media feed. This goes for friends. This goes for habits. This goes for food. This goes for just keeping your house clean, right? Like as much negativity, toxicity, dirty, just disgusting things that you can remove from your life, the more energy you're gonna have to put into the productive things. And the last principle of really taking control and mastering your 2025 and really actually producing the change. What I wish I would have knew 5 years ago is that the morning routine, the exercise, and removing bad things from my life all were going to drastically change my life, which they have up until this point, and I'm doubling down on for this year. But the last thing really pulled it all together, to really enable me to make this video here on a Thursday morning. Or I went to live in Thailand for 2 months last year. Or being able to essentially create my own day and have freedom to do what I want, which is learning high income skills. Learning high income skills. So what are the skills that make money in 2025? And how can you use those skills in order to improve your situation and give you more leverage over certain business interactions? Because maybe you're in a job right now and the only thing you could leverage out is your time to do certain tasks that basically anybody could do, which is why you're not getting paid a lot of money for it. But when you start to build skills that not a lot of people have and not a lot of people understand and not a lot of people can use in a business context to make money, now you start to separate yourself from the crowd. So in my opinion, I think the number one skill that anybody on this planet should make a priority to master is the skill of influence. It's basically what I'm doing right here. I'm doing my best ability to influence you to take action on the things that you should already be doing, but just really giving you a system or a protocol that you can follow to make it a lot easier, and you can become a lot more clear on the exact steps that you need to take. So this is a skill of influence, and this is what all leaders master in life. If you look at somebody like Martin Luther King, right? He had the "I Have a Dream" speech. What was he doing in that speech? He was communicating in an influential way to have people buy into his vision of the dream that he had for America. Or Steve Jobs when he does his seminars, or he did his keynotes for new Apple products. What he was doing was he was showing the vision for the company, showing the vision for this product, and communicating in an influential way where people were inspired, people were excited, people were ready to explore the new products that he had created. Right? So being able to master communication, master influence, master sales, is, I think, paramount to your success in life. Because what do all businesses want? More money. So if you can go into any business and teach them how to make more sales or sell their product for them or improve their systems in order to bring more people into their business and buy more of their services and products, which you learn through mastering influence, because it's all about understanding human psychology, understanding how humans make decisions, and understanding human behavior. Now you're an asset to anybody you speak to in any context. And I use this skill to quit my 9 to 5, quit Best Buy, go all in with high ticket sales online, and now really coaching people to master the skill for themselves, whether they're already in sales, whether they're an entrepreneur, a coach, a consultant, or just an influencer, content creator. I believe that once you master this skill, you'll be able to speak better on camera. You'll be able to build your personal brand more effectively. You'll be able to have more sales and make more sales for your business. You'll be able to lead and inspire your team more to do the things that you want them to do in a better way and higher quality work. And ultimately, just experience a higher fulfillment of life. Because it's really not about the goals, it's not about the money, it's not about the cars, the objects, the family even, right? It's about you becoming the person who can accomplish those things. And once you become that person, you become proud of yourself, right? And that's really what we're all looking for. Is we're looking for this sense of peace, this sense of accomplishment, this sense of fulfillment, that I did everything I could possibly do in my own power to create the type of life that I wanted, or the vision that God had gave me to actually create and fulfill my mission. So if you take those three principles of mastering your morning, mastering your energy, and mastering influence into 2025 as a top of mind goal, I can promise you that it will not look the same as the last couple of years may have looked for you. And this is the clearest, most straight, clear cut way I know of, and what I wish I would have knew 5 years ago when I set out this journey of entrepreneurship and becoming the best version of myself in order to get here a lot faster. So those are the three things I'm personally doubling down on in 2025 to take my life from where it's at now to the next level. And if you personally would like help to master those three areas of life when it comes to mindset, influence, or performance to scale your income, scale your impact, I'm hosting a coaching program called Peak Influence. Right now, there's limited spots available, so there is a wait list for the program. But if you're interested, go ahead and DM me on Instagram at JVN Hodges, the word influence. And if you DM me the word at JVN Hodges with the word influence, we can hop on a call, give you some strategies that you can implement immediately to really take your life to the next level and increase your productivity and also make more money. So that sounds interesting to you. Go ahead, DM me the word influence on Instagram, and I will see you on the other side. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, comment what you want to see next, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.